Welcome to Start Move Grown. Today, we're doing a deep dive into something called an inner or internal abundance mentality.
Yeah, it's a fascinating concept.
We want to unpack, what it actually is, maybe where it comes from, and its potential impact on your life. We'll look at it from a few angles.
Okay, so maybe a good starting point is just thinking about, well, have you ever noticed those times when good things seem to happen right after you felt really joyful or maybe inspired?
Oh, definitely. Like things just clicked into place.
Exactly. There's this suggestion, some writers mention it, that there's a real connection between our inner feelings and what happens externally.
It almost feels like our internal state isn't just reacting, but maybe actively doing something.
That's the idea. And neuro-linguistic programming, NLP, they actually talk about this. They draw a distinction between um, unresourceful
Well,
states.
which are tied to negative emotions, right?
Right. And resourceful states, which are, the positive ones,
Mhm.
joy, inspiration, that kind of thing.
And the interesting part is the idea that being in that unresourceful state, well, it might actually block good things from coming your way, like disrupting a flow.
Yeah, the flu of abundance is a phrase sometimes used. It's like there's a mismatch, maybe in vibration or frequency, if you want to think of it that way. A bit metaphorical, perhaps, but compelling.
It makes you think, doesn't it? Is our mindset like a filter for opportunities?
It could be. It suggests positive thinking isn't just nice to have, but maybe functional.
Hmm. And this ties right into our underlying beliefs, I suppose.
Absolutely. Think about your daily reactions, that little voice in your head. What does it usually say?
Like, do you deep down believe life is mostly hard work, a struggle, or full of possibilities?
Exactly. Or money, is it incredibly hard to generate, or does it flow more easily?
Hmm.
What about people? Are they generally good, or do you need to be wary?
Those are big questions, and the answers aren't always what we think they are intellectually.
No, because those unconscious beliefs, they're much deeper, much more ingrained. We can change our conscious thoughts pretty quickly. Maybe read a book and say, okay, I believe this now.
But the unconscious stuff, that takes work. Daily attention, like you were saying, just to even notice what those automatic reactions are.
Right. You might consciously try to be optimistic, but if your gut reaction to bad news is, see, told you so, that reveals something deeper.
Okay, so this idea of an abundance mentality, it's more than just thinking positively. It's like a fundamental operating system.
You could say that. Some research looks at this through abundance and scarcity mental models. The core idea is we tend to operate from a default assumption. Either the world is fundamentally rich and full of resources,
Or it's inherently lacking a zero-sum game.
precisely.
Huh.
And that core belief shapes everything. It links closely to optimism and pessimism too.
Ah, okay. So how does optimism fit into the abundance picture?
Well, think about how optimists handle setbacks. They tend to see them as temporary bumps in the road. Specific to that situation, not a sign that everything is ruined.
And they don't usually blame themselves, right? They might see it as bad luck or external circumstances.
Exactly. Whereas a pessimistic view, often linked to that scarcity model, tends to see bad events as permanent, pervasive, meaning they'll leak into all parts of life, and personal, like it's my fault.
So permanence, pervasiveness, personalization, those are the markers of pessimism.
According to Seligman's work, yes, optimists flip that. Bad stuff is temporary, contained, and often external. Good stuff, they see that as more likely to stick around and be down to their own efforts.
Interesting. And there's also this idea of transformative optimism. What's that about?
Yeah, that goes a step further. It's not just hoping things get better. It's seeing yourself as a necessary player in making things better. You believe you can actively contribute to positive change.
So an abundance mentality isn't passive waiting for good things. It's also about empowered action, believing you can make a difference.
That seems to be a key part of it. It's an active stance.
Okay, so beyond optimism, what else characterizes this abundance mindset?
A core belief seems to be that there aren't inherent limits. The universe, or life, is fundamentally abundant. That's a big one.
And how do you start cultivating that if it doesn't feel natural?
Gratitude is often mentioned as a key first step, really focusing on and appreciating what you already have, who you are, what's good right now.
That makes sense. It shifts your focus away from what's missing.
Definitely. And another big piece is a deep sense of personal worth and security, coming from within, not based on external validation.
And when you have that internal security,
It leads naturally to certain behaviors, like being more willing to share recognition, share profits, share responsibility. You're not threatened by others' success.
Because you don't believe it takes away from your own potential success. It's not that finite pie.
Exactly. It fosters openness to new options, creativity, looking for win-win solutions. Your focus shifts outward towards contributing.
And recognizing that positive interactions aren't limited, they can keep growing.
Yeah, belief in unlimited positive connections and mutual growth.
Okay, so that paints a clear picture of abundance. Let's contrast that directly with the scarcity mentality again.
The core of scarcity is that finite pie idea we mentioned. Life's resources, love, money, success, opportunities are seen as limited if someone else gets a bigger slice.
That means less for you. It sets up competition, maybe even resentment.
It can, yeah.
Yeah.
And the focus is constantly on lack, on what's missing, what could go wrong, which naturally feeds into pessimism.
It sounds quite stressful operating from that perspective all the time.
It can be. Now, linking this back to practical success, there's an interesting parallel in business strategy, the resource-based view.
Okay, how does that connect?
Well, that view suggests a company's internal resources, its knowledge, the trust among its people, its management skills, its ideas, its reputation. These internal things can be way more important for success than just external market conditions.
So what you have inside the organization matters more than just reacting to the outside world.
Often, yes. It's about developing core competencies, those unique strengths that are valuable, rare, hard for competitors to copy, and can't easily be substituted.
Things like a really innovative culture, maybe, or incredible customer loyalty built on trust.
Exactly, those kinds of things.
Yeah.
And here's the potential link. Cultivating an internal state of abundance within yourself or within an organization.
Yeah.
That might be the very thing that helps develop those powerful core competencies.
Ah, so the abundance mindset itself could be a kind of meta skill. It fosters the creativity, the collaboration, the risk-taking needed to build those rare internal strengths.
That's the proposition, that focusing on cultivating that inner sense of possibility and resourcefulness might actually be more fundamental than just trying to grab external resources,
The inner state creates the outer reality, in a way.
or at least significantly influences it, that feeling of inner fullness, of possibility. It changes how you show up, how you interact, the opportunities you see and create.
This gives us a lot to think about. It really prompts you to look inward, doesn't it? To consider, where does your mindset naturally lean?
Yeah, based on your everyday thoughts, your gut reactions,
Mm-hmm.
are you operating more from abundance or from scarcity?
And just reflecting on the potential benefits we've discussed, more optimism, maybe more creativity, definitely a greater sense of possibility. What could shifting towards abundance unlock for you?
It's a powerful question to ponder. That inner shift could really change your whole experience.
Well, we hope this deep dive into the inner abundance mentality has given you some valuable insights. It's clear that nurturing your internal perspective can have a really powerful impact on how you experience the world.
Absolutely. And if you found this useful and want to explore more ideas like this, perspectives to help you thrive, please do subscribe to Start, Move, Grow.